One of the most interesting and memorable conversations I've had recently was with a close friend of mine who works as a software engineer at a fast-growing tech startup. We hadn't seen each other in months because we were both quite busy with work and studies, so we decided to catch up over coffee one weekend at a cozy little cafe near my house. The conversation ended up being much more engaging and thought-provoking than I expected. At first, we were just chatting about normal things, life updates, mutual friends, what we'd been up to. But then the topic shifted quite naturally to technology and the future of artificial intelligence, which is his area of expertise. I've always been curious about how things like AI and automation are affecting the world, but I never really had someone break it down for me in a way I could fully understand. He started explaining how AI is no longer just science fiction, it's something that's already being used in so many industries, like healthcare, education, finance, and even entertainment. For example, he told me about AI systems that can detect diseases like cancer much earlier than traditional methods, and how some schools are using AI tools to give students personalized learning experiences based on their performance and interests. What really surprised me was when he mentioned that AI is even being used to create art and music. I had no idea that there are algorithms capable of composing original pieces of music or painting pictures that actually look like they were made by humans. He showed me a few examples on his phone, and honestly, if he hadn't told me they were generated by a machine, I would have never guessed. We also got into a deeper discussion about the ethical and social implications of AI. He raised some very thoughtful questions, like, what happens to jobs when machines become more efficient than people? How do we make sure AI is used responsibly? Could it become dangerous if not properly controlled? These were things I had never really thought about in depth, but the way he explained both the positive and negative sides made me realize how complex and important the topic is. What made the conversation especially interesting was how passionate and knowledgeable he was. He wasn't just throwing around technical terms or trying to sound smart. He genuinely wanted to share what he knew and hear my thoughts too, even though I don't have a background in tech. That made it feel more like a real exchange of ideas rather than a one-sided lecture. By the end of the conversation, I felt like I had learned so much without even trying. It actually sparked a lot of curiosity in me. Since then, I've done some reading on my own and even signed up for a free online course about the basics of artificial intelligence. So in a way, that one conversation didn't just entertain me for an afternoon, it kind of opened a new door and inspired me to explore a topic I had never considered learning about before. To sum up, I think it was such a great conversation because it was informative, thought-provoking, and motivating all at once. It reminded me that sometimes the most valuable learning experiences don't come from classrooms or books, they come from simply sitting down and talking with someone who's passionate about what they do.